Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in this video we'll be doing the top 10 Marvel and DC characters that deserve a movie.
Recently, a lot of films from the Marvel and DC franchises have got many people hyped up. We feel that there's a scope for the lesser known characters to be popularized through the big screen. So we have for you the top 10 Marvel and DC characters that deserve a movie.
Beginning with number 10, Dr. Fate. Kent Nelson, also known as Dr. Fate, is a powerful sorcerer and agent for the Lords of Order, who fights alongside his wife Inza. His amulet, cloak, and helmet are creations of the ancient Naboo, who acts as his mentor and spiritual guide. He is a founding member of the Justice Society of America. Some of his powers include magic sense. He can feel the presence of magic in his surroundings. Awareness. He can be tuned in with the cosmos and feel incoming mystical events. Astral projection, dimensional travel, divination. A movie on Dr. Fate would give us a better idea about his character, his personal life and history behind the origin of Dr. Fate.
Coming up with number 9, we have Franklin Richards. Franklin Benjamin Richards, the son of Reed Richards and Susan Storm of the Fantastic Four, is a mutant beyond Omega level with vast reality manipulating and psionic powers, which already makes him one of the strongest characters of the Marvel Universe. Some of his abilities include matter and energy manipulation, energy projection, psionic abilities such as telekinesis, telepathy, astral projection and precognition, teleportation, immortality, and finally we have pocket universe creation, which is the ability to create a dimension with a finite and often relatively small amount of space. Franklin has the ability to alter reality and has even come from the future to help himself and his parents fight rogue Celestials by having Galactus as his own herald. So he's way stronger than Galactus and has even had him as a slave once. If there were to be a movie on Franklin Richards, it would be a very exciting one as we get to know how he controls his powers and his role in the Fantastic Four.
Continuing on with number 8, we have Static. Virgil Hawkins is just an average teenager attending Ernest Hemingway High School with a fetish for comic books and role-playing board games. His only problem was being ridiculed and bullied mainly by his rival, Francis Stone, also known as Biz Money B, later becoming Hot Streak. After taking a beating from him, Larry Wade, a close friend, asks him to meet him at Paris Island, the most dangerous section of Dakota. Once there, Larry hands Virgil a gun in order to pay back Francis from earlier. But he couldn't bring himself to do it, and with that he tosses the gun into the water. There was one problem. Virgil was present at the Big Bang, a large brawl between rival gangs, but at the same time, the police arrived and unleashed a tear gas spiked with chemicals to track any gang members that tried to slip away. Things backfired and the gas proved harmful. Out of over 500 gang members, only 10% of the people exposed to the gas survived, either mutating into a monstrous creature or gaining superhuman powers and abilities, and leaving the rest to their deathbed. When Virgil was exposed to the gas, he gained electromagnetic powers and unwillingly dismantles police robots with his powers before making his escape from Paris Island. A movie on Static could explore his origin and character development, which would be very interesting to watch in the big screen.
Next up, we have number 7, Sentry. Robert Reynolds aka Sentry is without a doubt one of the strongest Marvel superheroes whose power came from the Golden Sentry Serum. From this serum, he acquires the power of 1 million exploding suns. Realizing that his archenemy, the Void, is returning, Reynolds seeks out several prominent Marvel characters to warn them and to discover why no one remembers the Sentry. The characters' memories of the Sentry and the Void resurface when Reynolds talks with them. The Sentry had taught Angel how to conquer his fear of falling. Peter Parker's photograph of the Sentry earned him a Pulitzer Prize and fame. Hulk had never forgotten the Sentry, whom he called Golden Man. A solo movie on Sentry would give us an idea about him and his link with other heroes, mainly the Avengers and also the villain, Void, who is basically the opposite of the Sentry but just a false dichotomy.
Next up, we have number 6, Blue Beetle. Jaime was an ordinary high school student living in El Paso. When he sneaks out to go to a party with his friend, They drive into the middle of a supervillain showdown. They are fighting over an artifact called the Scarab, which has been put into a backpack during the fight. The backpack ends up next to Jaime, and to draw the villains away from Paco, he puts it on and runs down an alleyway. The Scarab, also known as Kaji Da, then burns through the backpack and bonds with Jaime, transforming him into the Blue Beetle. His most notable enemy is Black Beetle. Blaming his sister's death on Jaime, Hector bonded with Reach technology, taking the name Black Beetle. Aligned with the Time Stealers, he has become Jaime's nemesis. A movie on Blue Beetle would be of his difficulties and hardships that he faced while learning to use his powers and eventually becoming a member of the Justice League. It would also give the DCEU a movie that people could relate to.
Coming up with number 5, we have Galactus. Galactus, formerly known as Galen, is a planet destroyer who seeks planets for its life force, for its survival. Galen, who was born on the planet Ta, a paradise-like world whose civilization is said to have been the most advanced of any of the known universe at the time before the Big Bang took place. He was the sole survivor of the explosion. A watcher finds him in a starship and wanted to erase the threat he had posed to the universe, but instead decided to abide by the Watcher's oath of non-interference and let the nascent Galactus depart in a starship. Galactus is one of the many strongest Marvel villains in the universe, and a movie on him is the best way to learn more about his encounters with different planets and heroes as well.
Relax, I reclaim my power.
Next up, we have number 4, Martian Manhunter. John Jones is the Martian Manhunter, a law enforcement officer from Mars who became a police detective and a superhero after becoming marooned on Earth. He is a founding member of the Justice League. Some of his abilities include genius-level intellect. The Martian Manhunter possesses highly advanced reasoning and logic capabilities and uses them to great effect. Investigation, multilingualism. The Martian Manhunter is able to speak several languages. Those include Martian, English, Portuguese, Japanese, Russian, Italian. Meditation. Martians enter a meditative state as a form of sleep. Although he may be really strong, one of his major weaknesses include vulnerability to fire. I would really like Martian Manhunter to have a movie of his own to learn about his race and his abilities, as well as his history with the Justice League.
Next up, we have number 3, A-Force. The A-Force was an ongoing comic book series published by the Marvel Comics. This series features Marvel's first all-female team of Avengers. We have also seen them in action in Avengers Endgame, though not all of them. Some of the members include Captain Marvel, She-Hulk, Singularity, Nico Minoru, Dazzler, Medusa, and the list goes on. The team remained together for some time but eventually disbanded, with Jennifer dropping superhero activities and Medusa going to space. A movie on the A-Force could be beneficial for the MCU, giving the Avengers series a feeling of continuity. We will also get to see the Avengers of the A-Force and them in live action in the wars, that is, the Secret Wars and Civil War 2.
Next up, we have number 2, Red Hood. Jason Todd, one of the Robins, was murdered by the original Red Hood, or more commonly known as the Joker. When Superboy Prime altered reality, Jason returned from the grave. After he was enraged that Batman didn't avenge him, Jason located the Joker, stole the Red Hood outfit, but not before beating him brutally, and took up the mantle of the second Red Hood. He used aggression and fear to control strong gangs and mob, and supposedly saved the city. Jason was then found out of his activities by Batman. They argued over their theories of crime fighting through combat, and Jason eventually showed his face and confirmed Batman's suspicion. A movie on Red Hood could explore Jason's tragic background and how he went from Batman's sidekick to being an anti-hero.
Finally, we have number 1, Skaar. Skaar, the son of the Incredible Hulk and Kara the Old Strong, was born from a cocoon whose appearance then was equivalent to that of a human preteen after the departure of Hulk from Skaar. Over the years, Skaar has mastered numerous abilities which include superhuman strength, speed, stamina and durability, regenerative healing factor, immunity to fire and high temperatures, ability to draw power from the planet, and being a skilled swordsman. Skaar was described as having the potential to be stronger than the Hulk. When comparing their strengths, Skaar may be stronger than most, but is never described as having unlimited strength like his father. I would definitely want a movie on Skaar, as he is recognized as one of Marvel's strongest heroes, and in this way we also get to learn more about the father and the son, and also the future of the Hulk family.
So we hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.
I got that